Welcome to the Empowered Podcast with Deanna Merlino, a personal development show where I will be sharing with you just how to transform yourself into the best version of you, both inside and out. From fitness and nutrition to business and positive mindset work, I'll be showing you exactly how to live your best life. I'll be keeping it as real and raw as it gets. So get ready to peel back the layers and really transform yourself under the surface, because nothing is better than finding your purpose and living this life as your true, authentic self. This episode is brought to you by DM Fit, the exercise app with video-guided, always changing gym and in-home workouts. To start or advance your exercise journey and achieve your fitness goals, go download the DM Fit app today. Hi again, guys. All right, I have some juicy stuff for you today, and I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm sweating because I'm going to be so real and raw with you about all the things. So last week on the episode, the thing that I talked about was just 4 ways that we can be successful at whatever our goals are. And I'm also doing that 8-week challenge that I hope you're all a part of. And if you haven't signed up yet, there's still time to get plugged in there. Go download the DM Fit app, and there's the 8-week challenge so we can change you physically there. And here I want to help you mentally, emotionally. So last week was about success with our goals as we enter the new year. Today is going to be a little more emotional, and I hope I keep it together. I think I will. If I cry, don't judge me. But I want to talk to you about breaking it down, whatever our issues are, our blocks, our things that are holding us back in life. And it all ties together. It's a full circle. Things that are eating you up or messing you up or traumas that you have inside are going to affect your success in your career, your relationships, your friendships, if you're trying to lose weight, if you have a hard time with eating, things like that, it all stems together. So I am just going to get down to it, share some things that I have struggled with in my life in hopes that it gives you the strength and the courage to address things that have happened to you in your life and either get out of bad situations or maybe just seek some help in working your way through your situations. And I want to just preface this by saying, guys, I am not perfect. I'm just trying to be real with you. I still struggle too, but we're all in it together. We all have one life. We're all on the same planet. It doesn't matter how different we are. When you really break it down, we're all kind of the same. So let's just start at the beginning, right? No other better place to do that. So for me, I want to say that my parents are incredible. My dad was an amazing, loving dad. I, as a child, just didn't understand. I mean, you're a child. I just didn't understand some things. And then it carried on into my adult life. So let me break that down a little. My dad was the most successful, hardworking man I have ever met. Like literally he was like 4 humans in one. He just was incredible. And for him, he was doing what he thought was best for his family by always working nonstop, always trying to supply and give us what we needed. And he thought he was doing the best he could do. And he was amazing. Me as a child, not knowing any better, I was thinking, my dad's not around a ton because he's gone before I wake up and he's still working by the time I'm going to bed. He was like a builder and such, and he was normally like working around us, like outside, but he just wasn't so much around. So I spent most of the time with my mom. Well, anyhow, as I grew up, that turned into me feeling like I needed a male figure. Like I always felt like I needed a relationship. I somehow turned that into feeling like I wasn't enough. I don't know why your child brain does that, but that's what I took out of it. As an adult, now I know, he was doing the best he could. He was an amazing dad. He was giving. I never needed to want anything. He was also very loving. Just like I said, he worked a lot. So that in turn put me into some crappy situations. I got into some pretty bad relationships that were not great. And I ended up going to counseling over the years, and I really just broke it down to having daddy issues, honestly. Like, I just was looking for love because as a child, that's how I felt. And I'm telling you this because it affected my life in a lot of ways. So I want you to look at those painful things that you've been through and how it's affecting your life now. And they need to be addressed because it's holding you back and it's just hurting you. I'm just going to have a bunch of random stories today, guys. Just showing you my heart. Hopefully, you find something relatable and it just sits with you and it helps you, because that's what I want to do on this platform. Before I got married, I was in a really crappy relationship and it was abusive. And when I got out of that relationship, which took several attempts. So guys, if you're in a abusive relationship, I am begging you to get out, seek help, ask for support, know that you can get out. However many times, I don't remember what it is statistically, but I think it takes like 7 tries to get out of an abusive relationship, which just makes me so sad looking from the outside in now. But just know that you can do it, because I can wholeheartedly say that I am now in the most incredible, loving, supportive, and patient relationship. So there's hope for you, I promise. But my point is I was in a crappy relationship. And when I met my husband, we jumped into a relationship, and we probably honestly shouldn't have, because I had so much trauma to address and unpack. That's that like saying of you need to love yourself first instead of looking for love in other people. I had stuff that I needed to work on, and I'll never forget. This is just like sad. I'm just not this person anymore, which I hope gives you hope. But like, it makes me sad for myself. I remember when I first started seeing my husband, I had the worst like separation anxiety. And I'm probably going to upset some people by being this honest on this podcast. And honestly, I don't care. So it is what it is. But I just remember, because my ex would like leave for days on end and be on a bender or off cheating or God knows what, I was left alone, not knowing when he'd come back. And so when my husband would like go out with his friends, like a normal human being, like he deserved to do, like he should do, we all supposed to have time separate from each other. I remember I had such separation anxiety from him because he was so good to me, and I didn't know who I was, and I didn't heal myself as yet. This was very early on. I would like sit and stare out the window and cry. What, like, is he home yet? Every time I'd hear a car door, is that him? I remember I would have like serious stomach pain. I just was like, that's so sad. That is so sad. I had to address those things. We don't want to. I broke it down, and through overtime and learning and therapy and things, it went back to that because of traumas from past relationships. I was carrying those things still. And until you heal from those things, you're going to destroy everything around you. You're toxic without even realizing it. It is a miracle that we're still together. Honestly, he's so patient. Like, he's the real MVP. But most relationships aren't successful because of that, because people don't like to work on themselves. People don't like to address the things that they've been through. Whatever it is that you've been through, the only person that can heal that is you. You have to do the work. Like, to deal with this stuff with my dad, real quick, let me rewind here. I want to say that I am both, because I'm going to talk about both. I am both spiritual and religious. And while some people might not agree with that, or some people might not understand that, this is my platform, and I'm telling you guys my story. And I truly believe that everyone should have their own choice and opinion, whatever it is. We're not all going to agree with the same things. We're not all the same, but I hope that we can still, have love for each other and understanding for each other, and be open to conversations with each other. And even if you don't find the same ground, still be okay that someone feels differently than you do, because we've all had different experiences, and that forms who we are. So back to that. I ended up getting, this is more on the spiritual side, something called inner child healing. And that goes back to like the stem of your issues and traumas that you experienced as a child that then formed who you are as an adult. And I addressed those things and it changed me as a person. I let a lot of stuff go. I found a way to understand it. I now know, that I can find what I need in me and not from other people. And that's why my relationships are more successful now. And I've forgiven things. Now, on the other end, I went to church this last Sunday and the pastor was talking about forgiveness. He made us stop and take 10 minutes and think of who we needed to forgive. And you probably have a person in your mind, whether you want to think about it or not, whatever terrible things that have happened to you in your life. And I'm so, so sorry. And I promise you didn't deserve whatever happened to you. But whatever did happen, and you can't just neglect it and ignore it, or it will consume you like a cancer, from the inside out. So I've worked through my things and I have accepted things and I've thought that, well, it is what it is. Hope you're the best, moving on. And then I just put it in the back of my mind. That is not fully addressing. So I took that time to really sit in it, think of that person, and I chose to forgive multiple people who have hurt me deeply in my lifetime. I have never cried so hard in my life. And when I was done, it was like the most it's freeing. It's freedom. It's letting it go. The only person you are hurting by not forgiving other people is yourself. If you don't forgive them, it's not keeping them up at night. They don't care. It's not affecting their life. It's only affecting you. There are unthinkable things that happen to people that I don't know how you're going to find the strength to forgive for what happened to you, but you need to because you deserve to. You can't undo the things that have happened to you in your lifetime, but you can find a way to forgive them because essentially it's choosing freedom for yourself. And here's the next best part. In choosing to forgive others, you give yourself permission to forgive yourself for what you did to others. The theme at my church right now has been how to pray properly. And in the prayer that we've been working on, it says, I forgive those that have trespassed against me and forgive me for my trespasses against others. I've said that prayer probably a million times, and it's never actually sat with me until that moment. I forgave and didn't just forgive. I in turn chose to forgive myself because I'm human and I have hurt people too. Because when you really break it down, hurt people. It's just a trauma circle, So if you're having a really hard time forgiving others, one way that helped me is I thought to myself, if you could do this to me, man, what happened to you? And finding just the strength in me somehow to want to forgive them for what they did to me because I can't imagine what happened to them for them to get there. It's going to be hard. No one wants to address the crappy things that happen to you, but you have to. And it changes your life when you do. And I guarantee you're not going to just forgive this one time. You're probably going to have to forgive them again and again and again. But when you do, you're going to feel so much better. Last example that I'm going to give is maybe you have, especially because we're still in the new year and a lot of people's goal is to want to lose weight. And there's so much more than the number on the scale. There's so much more to being healthy. So I also want you guys to understand that. But I'm using this as an example because say that you use eating as a it's a comfort food thing for you. So you overeat, you binge eat because it makes you feel good. Well, that's a coping mechanism for something, whatever it is. What is it? Like, truly look into it. What is it? You know the answer within you. Is it because of traumas that happened to you in your childhood? Is it because of, I don't know, whatever it is, you are the way you are because you're dealing with something. We all deal with something. Maybe you're in a bad relationship and you're staying there because you feel like you're not worthy. Why don't you feel worthy? All of it stems from some place. So I am just encouraging you guys as we go on this journey together. Know, that you can get through it. But first, to get through it, you have to address it. And then you can heal it. And then you can heal yourself. And then you are going to get to see the world through totally different eyes, with so much stress off your shoulders, with so much more love in your heart, with so much more hope for the future. And when you heal yourself, that allows you to be strong and capable enough to help others. And that's how we make this world a better place. So I hope this sat with you. Please, guys, I'm literally begging you, sit with yourself. Sit in the discomfort. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, because that is where you grow. And find out what it is that you need to heal and correct so that you can be successful this year. So you can make long-term success out of whatever it is that you want. Thank you for just listening to me today and allowing me to be open and honest with you, because it's also part of my healing, finding power and getting my voice back in places that it was taken from me. So I hope you all have an incredible day. Know how much I love you, that we are in this together, and I'm here for you. We're all here for you. There is always someone you can talk to. Have an incredible day, an incredible week, and I cannot wait to see you next Monday. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to find out more, you can follow me on Instagram at Empowered with Deanna and my personal page, Fit Deanna Lolita. You can also visit me on my website, which is deannamerlinofit.com. Make sure that whatever platform you guys are listening on, please rate and subscribe. And this means so much to me. It's going to help get me out there to help so many other people. I'm so grateful that you're here with me on this journey of wellness and self-empowerment. I cannot promise that it will always be easy, but I do know that it will always be worth it. Stick with me, and together, let's start living as the version of us that we were meant to be. Because the world is waiting for your gifts, and you deserve to live the life of your wildest dreams and beyond. So friends, let's get empowered.